Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review, and next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Series Deluxe M.o.d.o.k. Now this is a $49.99 box. It is not the standard deluxe figures that are $29.99. This is a much larger figure that we would normally get. You know, with the Build-A-Figures, they're going to be around the 8 to 9 inch size. M.o.d.o.k, I think, is going to be around there, but he's just so bulky around that there's no way that they could have had pieces that would fit in the standard packaging, and Hasbro is not going to change their packaging to accommodate for larger Build-A-Figures. So this is another avenue for Hasbro to get some of those larger characters out. You guys let me know down in the comments below what figures, what characters would you like to see released in a box similar to this, around the same price point, you know, that $50 price, to get a larger figure. I'm curious, you guys let me know. But anyway, M.o.d.o.k right there, logo on the front. We get a digital render of the figure itself right there in the front, which is pretty cool. We get that nice little M.o.d.o.k logo there. Comic artwork of M.o.d.o.k on the side looks really awesome. Here on the back of the package, we get a look at the figure, and it talks about like the swappable face, the blast, how the joystick and stuff can move and everything. The bio reads, "The freak product of intense scientific experimentation, the living computer M.o.d.o.k now sits atop a vast empire of criminal co-conspirators bent on world domination." It's going to be great on Hulu when we get to see that stop motion claymation or whatever M.o.d.o.k TV series. It looks pretty funny, so I can't wait for that to come out. But anyway, let's get right to checking out this figure. So I already took it out, so just to give you guys an idea, and I'm scared I'm going to start dropping some of this stuff, but here is how it comes in the package. So it's kind of like a Build-A-Figure because you got to piece it together. So there it goes. So let's get started with it. Okay, so here are the M.o.d.o.k pieces, and we're going to build it right here for the first time on camera. Now, one odd thing is that it does not come with instructions, so I can't imagine that it's going to be real difficult to piece together, but just a heads up on that, again, there are no instructions. So we will start with the bottom and not do the head first because George Plastic Addict keeps telling me I'm doing it wrong, and he's calling me a serial killer and stuff. So I can't let him down this time. So we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. It looks like this thing just plugs right on into there. So step one, off to a good start. Let's go with, I think this next portion, I think is going to go into the flame. So we're going to kind of pop that on there. You got to use a little bit of force. So there is the stand. So far, so good. Let's go with, see, but this is going to be the head now. Let's go with the legs onto the head body. Now, you want to be very careful with these because I have already seen on Facebook a couple of people have broken like the knees on their figures. So you want to be very careful when porting these on. So like here is a right foot. Look at that, it even has a hexagonal pattern on the bottom of his feet, which is cool because for aim you kind of get that hex pattern. So let's port this leg in here. So we got the right leg here. Yeah, it goes in pretty easily. Doesn't feel like it's real tight in there. So nothing to it. I'm not sure how people broke it. Yeah, that wasn't so bad at all. So pretty easy. Now as you can see here, you kind of have this circular portion here, and you see you have this disc. So you're going to slide that to hold it in place there. He's very front heavy. Then we're going to get this big ass back piece, and we're going to do the same. We're going to slide it and then just push it together. And bam, we have our M.o.d.o.k going. So far, we have the additional interchangeable face, which is cool. We actually some extra hands, so you can see he has the wide finger open hands out of the package. For his left, he has an additional hand that will grip the joystick. For his right hand, we get a fist. And then we have the hairpiece that goes on top. So there is this little cardboard piece here on this first face piece. So we just pull that out. We'll get that out of there. We'll keep this one on there since it's the one that comes already on there out of the package. You just slip it in. That is pretty cool. Now the head, looks like we just pop it on. Or you may have to... Okay, so it looks like you want to put the hair on before you attach the body. Okay, so you got the hair on, then you attach the body. Let's actually go ahead and put the face in there because it has storage for the face, right? So bam! There is M.o.d.o.k all completed and built, and damn it, he looks great. So let's zoom in on some of his features. Okay, so here's a close-up look at M.o.d.o.k. I already switched out the face plates. One thing that's really cool is you don't have to take the whole thing apart to switch out the faces. You can actually just pull it straight on out. You just got to get a good grip on like the cheeks, and then you can pull it out, and then switch out the face. Anyway, this one, he has the open mouth, which actually looks really good. The eyes look crazy. You can see the eyes are there, and he has the pupils in there. So it's actually another white on top of like a slightly off-white. It's crazy, and you can tell that there are separate pieces in there to give it as much detail as possible, and it just looks really, really nice. I like the skin tone. There's a little bit of shading throughout to kind of give it that texture of his skin, so it's not all just like one flat color, so that looks really nice. The body of M.o.d.o.k, well, I guess not the body, but the I guess the body, I don't know what you would call it, this hover chair type thing, as you can see there, is just done in a gold plastic. Now we get a lot of the marbleization. If you guys caught Shartimus Prime's interview with the Hasbro Marvel team, one thing that they talked about is how those the marbleization occurs, and that's just kind of the flow pattern of the plastic injecting into the mold. I like it when it's on the metallic colors, which it's always on the metallic. That's the only time we see it, so I don't mind it unless it's like really bad looking. But here I think it really looks good and helps get it to shine. We get this gold bronzish paint that kind of goes throughout as well, so like you got those lines there, the hexagonal shape and pattern there going throughout the body. That just all looks really, really nice. I like it a lot. The arms and legs are just done in this purpley blue color. We get a little bit of some color in here, some shadow type effect, or that spray type effect to make it look like it's glowing right there. Which is nice. The hair, you get a little bit of dry brush in the hair to kind of give it some texture look to it, which I really like and appreciate. Here on his right side, we get a couple of buttons that are there, so a little bit of black and red paint. Here on the right side, we have the joystick, which it was kind of a pain in the ass to get him to grip the joystick while I was in there. So one thing that I just did, I just popped the joystick out because it's just on a ball peg, as you can see there, and I was able to just stick it in his hand and then port it right back in because I felt like it was just easier to do. It just got really tricky trying to get the hand around it while it was already in there. We get a black handle for that joystick, a little red button there, and then a red button up at the top, so nice little details here on this little monitor screen. We get this green squiggly line. He rotates on top of the base, as you can see here, and then this is done in that copper light color that we see throughout, and then we have that flame effect, which is pretty cool. So this piece here is more of like a red translucent color, not real translucent, you can't really see through it, but you know, it's pretty light. And then the base flame effect has this nice deep orange into this brighter orange on the outside edges, and that looks really, really cool. I know you guys would like to see a comparison with the Toy Biz version. I do not have that figure. I think I did some kind of review. I don't know if it was a full-on review, but my buddy Plastic Soul Collector, he let me borrow his M.o.d.o.k figure, and I checked it out. Because if you guys have followed me for a while, you know that I do not like Toy Biz figures. I don't like them. They have not aged well. The proportions are really bad, but they had some big hits. M.o.d.o.k Build-A-Figure was one of them. Absolutely fantastic. If I were to ever break my no Toy Biz rule, it would have been for M.o.d.o.k and Mojo. So the M.o.d.o.k figure was fantastic, but I do know based on other comparisons and stuff that this figure is quite larger than that M.o.d.o.k figure. So that kind of wins it there. The Toy Biz one, of course, has way more detail in it. Because there's just, the paint apps are insane. The flame effect has all this like white color into it to make it look like it's kind of smoky, which is cool. Sometimes I think it's a little much and unnecessary, but that's just me in my opinion. I'm a Hasbro guy. I am not a Toy Biz guy. But so this figure for me wins it, but yes, I will acknowledge that the Toy Biz M.o.d.o.k figure is way more detailed, but it is smaller. and it doesn't have a swappable faceplate. So think about that, right? You don't have swappable hands either, right? You can just switch out these hands, which is really cool. So let's go ahead and switch out the face real quick. And then we can have this face, and the lips look good. And again, we get that shadow, that shading in there on the skin tone to make it really good. So it doesn't have like this super flat look to it. The eyes are the same thing with the white over the slightly off-white. Just looks really good. You can see how the eyes really stand out. So I am really, really loving this figure. So let's zoom out for his articulation. It's not much, but let's zoom out for it. Okay, so m.o.d.o.k's articulation. He spins there. He spins... Oh, I guess he kind of spins there, so I guess it's not really designed. And then the flame effect could also spin there. So he spins in a bunch of different directions. That's, for the most part, it. Now, the leg is on a ball joint, so you can get all kinds of range of motion going that way. He has a double jointed knee. It is pinless as well. God, I guess you got to be careful of that. Oh, you know what? It's a single knee. Wait, no, it's a double knee, but how do you get... Ah, there we go. You just have to really work the double knee. So you get double knee there. And then there actually is an upper thigh cut there, which, you know, you can turn the leg a bunch of different ways. The foot hinges down all the way, as you can see there. You can get it to hinge up as well. You got ankle pivot in there, but what's the point, right? He ain't going to be standing on these feet, but they function like regular legs. The arms are not on a ball joint, but there's a hinge, so you can get full rotation in there, hinges out, and oh, well, I don't know where that one went. Anyway, we'll go to the right. He has the hinge so you can get the shoulders to go up that much. He has a single jointed elbow, so you can get just about 90 degrees there. There's also a swivel at the elbow. Then the wrists swivel and hinge, and then the joystick is on a ball peg so you can move it around. That's all the articulation you're gonna get. Excuse me while I find his other arm. Good news, I found the arm, popped it right back into place, so we are good to go. But anyway, now let's see m.o.d.o.k with some of his a.i.m troop buddies. Okay, and here's m.o.d.o.k next to all the a.i.m troopers that have been released. We had the a.i.m 2-pack, we had the Army Builder from Hasbro Pulse, and then we also had the one that was released way back when in the Mandroid Build-A-Figure wave. So here I have all my a.i.m troopers with m.o.d.o.k. There's not really a whole lot else to talk about with this figure other than the fact that it just looks really damn good and the size is insane. As you can see next to standard 6-inch figures, just look at how large he is. So I am very excited about this one. I'm happy to have it. 50 bucks is a lot, yes. Look at the size. But it's an amazing figure. It's got great size. The interchangeable face is a really, really nice touch. It's not super detailed, yeah, but Plastic Soul Collector, my buddy, he just told me, he conceded, and he says that the Hasbro is better than his Toy Biz because he's been comparing the two side by side, and he's saying that the old Toy Biz one, looking at some of the paint apps, looks sloppy compared to the cleanliness and clean look of the Hasbro figures. That's just an opinion. You guys can let me know down in the comments below your thoughts. Do you prefer the Toy Biz over the Hasbro? What do you think of the size? This guy is huge, way bigger than the Toy Biz one, so for me, that makes him the winner. He's just looks great. I've always preferred Hasbro figures, but that's me. The $50 price tag does kind of suck, but it's an interesting way to get some of these large characters, because again, Hasbro will not do Build-A-Figures like this in the standard packaging that they have now. They will not change that packaging, so we will not get these type of figures in a Build-A-Figure form. So this is how Hasbro will be able to do that. m.o.d.o.k is probably a good test to see, can they do this? Is it going to be successful? If m.o.d.o.k is successful, you bet your ass Hasbro will be releasing more large deluxe figures in that $50 price point, or God, I hope they don't go higher, but probably around that $50 price point. But it's got to be the right characters, so we shall see. Again, I mentioned earlier, you guys let me know down in the comments below what figures you would like to see in a $50 deluxe release. Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.